After an 11-hour flight from Los Angeles to Frankfurt, it's a quick hour and 20-minute flight over the Alps to Nice. A half hour later by taxi, we arrive in Cannes. The travelers for this trip are my grandmother Rosemary, me, my mom Letty, my uncle Ruben, and my dad Daryl, who is behind the camera. It's morning in Cannes on La Crusette. Just down from here is the Palais, where the famous Cannes Film Festival is held each May. We found a nominally wheelchair accessible room via HomeAway.com. This is the room we found. The next morning we walked over to Marche-Fourville, which is a local market. This is the neighborhood by the market called Les Soquets. In the market there is an array of fresh food where we stocked up for breakfast each morning. After shopping, it was off to the train station for our first excursion. Today we'll be going to the perfume capital of the world, Grasse, which is just a short train ride away.
Well, you almost missed the train to Grasse today, Dad, because you were too busy putting your dime or euro money in for the water.
Yeah, the thing was, I wanted a soda, but I only had time to put in money for water. I'll play part of my watch.
And we're off. It's a nice Mediterranean view along the way. After a short bus ride from the depot, we're at the hilltop town of Grasse.
Well, we're here in Grasse, in France, and we're about to hopefully eat some good French food here. I think most of us are going to get the entrecote with fries, and according to my dad, the fries look killer.
And they were killer too. This is the main plaza in Grasse where we ate and then started exploring after that. There are many small alleys full of shops and restaurants to explore. As narrow as these passages are, it's helpful to note that they are still open to traffic. Here, a local perfume factory takes visitors on a train tour.
This is a shop we found in France where they will mix their various scents to make a custom perfume just for you.
Each of the bottles on the shelf has a different scent which is mixed to your specifications.
If you're feeling hot and need refreshment, you can stop at this 1,300-year-old fountain.
After a harrowing roll down the hill to the depot, it's back to Cannes where the mighty Med greets our return. The next day was back to the station for our next excursion up the coast of the French Riviera. In the distance you can see me being taken across the tracks. This is how wheelchairs are accommodated at the station. Everybody else uses the stairs. Monaco, the tiny principality surrounded by France, is our destination today. Here you can see 2/3 of the country. Where the buildings stop, France begins. This is the palace that the royal family, the Grimaldis, live in. On the other side of the palace plaza, you can see the remaining 1/3 of the country. This portion of Monaco was built on land reclaimed from the sea. Here, you see the guard stretching his legs.
This is how a person with disabilities gets around in Monaco.
We are taking a quick bus ride to the other side of the country to its most famous site.
We're in Monte Carlo and I'd like a Lamborghini, shaken, not stirred.
This is the famous casino, source of the country's revenues and made famous by James Bond. The parking lot is full of all the cars you ever dreamed of. There's a Ferrari, a Rolls Royce, a couple of BMWs, a Jaguar, a Porsche, Bentley, and on the other side of the entrance, his and hers Ferraris. We had a nice lunch here, and then it was back on the train to Cannes.
This is the fully accessible train station here in Monaco.
Along the way you can see the old fortress and Antibes.
This is the beautiful Baraki Beach in downtown Nice.
It's nice in Nice, but very rocky. And yes, there are a couple of topless women in this shot. Can you find them?
Yeah.
Our last day in France was spent in Nice, touring a 2,000-year-old Roman bath. The Museum of Archaeology is located next to the Matisse Museum, and although this looks accessible, you better have someone along to lift you up a couple of steps.